Hey there peeps, mewmew here and welcome back to Dragalia Lost. Today we're going to talk about what's ahead in Dragalia Part 2 and how do we feel about it. Let's get to it. So, we got a notice this morning, well at 12:20 a.m., but I was asleep, I think. And in this notice, we got some details about what is coming into Dragalia for the next coming month. So I want to talk about it. We'll talk about all the different points and also put my opinion. As always, let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about any of these things? Do you think this is a good way that the game is progressing? Or do you think they're doing something wrong? And, you know, as a bonus question, what do you like the most about this? So let's get to this. First, I would like to thank us for everyone that's playing this game regularly. You're welcome. We love the game. And they're going to give us information about the various in-game events as well as information about the game's direction for future updates. Okay, information, event information. So Gala Dragalia started yesterday, the 10th, and it features Gala Dragalia version of 5-star Saracens. She'll have two 100% resistances in a single ability. So she would be a great addition to your team. I know. She is so pretty and interesting. But, we already know how my summons went, so, check those out. Currently, the plan is to hold Gala Dragalia approximately once every 2 months. Saracens may also appear in future Gala Dragalia events. May also sounds not very sure, but it probably yes. The Under the Big Dream Big Under the Big Top Facility event and the Circus of Dreams Summon Showcase will start at 12 a.m. January 15th. That is Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday. The circus is the theme of this event, meaning it features some pretty vibrant and lively characters. I hope you're looking forward to it. Yes, of course. Reflecting on part 1 and the direction of future updates. Also, just, side note, they just call out the event here, and it's like, well, we would like to know a little bit more, like they did for Resplendent Refrain. But anyways, maybe they did. I mean, I've already read this, but I don't remember reading more about it. So, reflecting on part 1 and the direction of future updates. So they've implemented all but one of the topics discussed in the previous What's Ahead for Dragalia Lost, and they're relieved to see players are receiving the changes favorably. The one remaining point from the previous What's Ahead is new content, and I do have some information I can share about it. You can read about it below. Regarding treasure trade, we received a lot of requests for us to add insignias to the treasure trade lineup. While this is not something we will be adding immediately, we do plan to add it at some point in the future, so we hope you can look forward to it. And that's really great because, being able to trade up and trade down insignias would be very helpful. Now, in regards to future updates, I have 4 main points that I'd like to share. So, before I go into it, it's adjustments to co-op, about summoning when starting the game, new content, and 4th is about Wurmprint. So, spoilers. Adjustments to co-op. In current events, I believe that the thing most in need improvements is a co-op matchmaking environment. Yes, matchmaking does definitely need some boost, especially when you're waiting like a really long time to try to get a party. First, so they apparently, they have shared some of the information through notices. Yes, I'll give them that. First, host and guests will both use gather wings when playing co-op. This is something they, talked about a little bit ago. Stamina will not be used. You will no longer be able to play co-op by expending stamina. Along with this change in raid events, hosts and guests will both use Otherworld fragments, and we will do away with the host rewards. With them doing away with the host rewards, I would hope to see more rewards for everyone, like across the board. Additionally, we are looking into insinuating a penalty for players who are repeatedly inactive during co-op games. We view co-op as an important part of Dragalia Lost, so we will continue to strive to improve the experience and create a comfortable co-op environment. So, I'm interested to know how they're gonna, you know, keep track of who's actually not doing anything in co-op. Maybe they're gonna see like an inactivity period, just their characters not moving at all. Very interesting. But it also makes me think that they won't implement an auto feature to some of the lower, less difficult co-op missions, like, you know, going through Avenue of Fortune, because you really need to not auto that. Sorry, though these changes will not be implemented until later, we will also make it so that multiplayer requests do not get interrupted when disconnected from the host by having the AI take over the adventures in your squad and make it possible to set a goal when playing co-op so you can match with players who set the same goal. And make it possible to set a goal when playing co-op so you match with players who set the same goal. Okay, so I mean, is the goal just finishing multiplayer? Like this, you know, I see it as two different things in a way. You know, when the host disconnects, yes, we all get disconnected, and that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. But the setting a goal is setting the goal just to finish, or like when you're creating a multiplayer room, will you like say, I want to finish this quest, I want to beat the boss, I want to get a whole bunch of light orbs, I don't know. Is that what the kind of goals that they're talking about? Because it's just like, and make it possible to set a goal when playing co-op so you will match with players who set the same goal. I don't understand. It's just like a farming goal. I just want to do quests. I'm just trying to do my dailies. I'm very interested about this. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I don't know. These improvements will be implemented over time, so we thank you for your continued patience. You're welcome. Number 2. About summoning when starting the game. So this one was really interesting to me when I read it. So basically, they're wanting to make it so that you can draw a 5-star adventurer right at the beginning of the game. So, but this is from the pool of the original 9 5-star units. So, you know, you'll get one of those from the initial release, and they want to make sure that the players enjoy the game for a long period of time, and they feel like they will if they have a 5-star character to begin with. And you know, I don't think they're wrong per se, considering how many times but a lot of us re-rolled our accounts until we had a 5-star character. So they're not wrong, and you know, just having a 5-star ticket might be very helpful. It might cut down the times that you re-roll, because what if you know, the first time you get Hawk and you really don't want Hawk, you'll re-roll until you get the character that you want. And you know, we'll post a notification when this change is implemented. We also plan to set everyone already playing the game a 5-star summon voucher. So this is really nice. So even though we're not, you know, veteran players that have played for like months on end, although we do not get this benefit, they will be sending us a 5-star summon voucher, so we can now get a 5-star character if you don't have one, or you know, you think RNG is on your side. Using one of those summon tickets. And actually, somebody on my comments mentioned something really cool. Well, I guess not cool, but like smart. They were thinking about buying the 5-star summoning pack from the New Year's things, which are available until the 14th. So if you're gonna buy those, buy them. If you're not, don't. But basically, that they were gonna save their 5-star summon voucher until they refresh the lineup again, and maybe at that point they would have higher odds of getting a newer character. So I mean, that's a possibility, especially with all the content that we're getting. Maybe in a few months they'll freshen up the 5-star lineup again. Who knows? But you know, you could wait for that just to try to get a little bit more odds than you would right now. Just a thought. New content. Number 3. We finalized our direction for the new content mentioned in the previous What's Ahead for Dragalia Lost, so we'd like to talk about it. Cool. The new content, Void Battles, the name is not final, will unlock after clearing Chapter 7 of the main story. The enemies fought during these battles are a type of fiend that transform due to the effects of black mana, #spoilers, or dragons who have been corrupted by black mana and have lost themselves as a result. For example, this type of enemy includes Hypnos, who appeared in a previous raid event. I'm glad that they're reusing these dragons. As explained before, the difficulty for these quests will fall between Advanced Dragon Trials here and I love that place, and Dragon Trials Master Imperial Onslaught. So this is Imperial Onslaught, here's the Advanced Trials, somewhere in between here, somewhere where like my face is. Bosses will be added periodically, so that's good that they'll, they're thinking about refreshing the content. But the interesting thing here is you'll also be able to use the materials collected here to create new weapons. The new weapons appearing in this event have special abilities, so they should expand your options for creating teams. And here's a sneak peek of the sort of enemy you can expect. We have Hypnos. Seems like they're tough battles ahead. And as for the sort of weapons you can create by these enemies, you can see some of them there. It's really interesting. They do have a really cool design to them, very related to Hypnos in this case. I assume these are coming with Hypnos, and I think that's going to give us something else to look forward to. And I wonder if these weapons are going to be attuned to the attribute of Hyn, and also are they going to be 5-star tier 2 weapons, or are they 5-star tier 3, or are they not even 5 stars? So I'm definitely curious about that. And we're currently planning to open this new type of battle at the end of February. Only a little longer to wait, so we just have a month and a half to wait for this. Now, number 4. About Wurmprints. And actually, I don't remember who said this in the comments about the possibility of 2 Wurmprints. Whoever you are, please say something because of what's coming. This is something that will be addressed even later in the addition of these new battle types, but we plan to change the way that Wurmprints work. Currently, you can equip 1 Wurmprint per adventure, but we're investigating the possibility of equipping a second Wurmprint. We're considering the restrictions of some sort along with this, but it would vastly increase options for building teams and raise the overall importance of Wurmprint. This could even create new ways to challenge advanced dragon trials. That's those extra boosts. We'll share more details when we're ready to implement this change, so keep an eye out for information. These 4 points are all I can talk about for now, in summary. So this is the summary section of this video, if I remember to tag this. So first, they're going to be working on co-op play, just not using stamina, using gather wings one way and another. They're going to be looking at expanding the options of building teams and create, a way for you to use this adventures, and they're hoping that we look forward to it. And they just want to make the game more fun of it for us. And basically the things that they've announced in this What's Ahead for Dragalia, they talked about the Gala Dragalia event banners, that they're going to come once every other month, and Saracese is here and she may come back again in the next Gala banner. Then they talked about the Dream Big Under the Big Top event that's coming up, just that's going to have a very vibrant circusy vibe to it. And that they were able to make some of the changes from the previous What's Ahead for Dragalia, and so they're very happy that they were able to implement a lot of it. And I think that's really good, to give us a roadmap and stick to it. They also talked about the treasure trade, how a lot of people have been asking for a way to trade insignias, and so this is not something they were originally thinking about, but they are going to start looking into it and maybe implement it in the future. So that's something we gotta look forward to. And then number 1 of the things that they changed was adjustments to co-op. Basically, whenever you enter co-op, you will both use gather wings. They're also going to be doing some rescaling of how much gather wings are used per quest. So I think that would be good, just because if you can only do the the co-op that you can with your stamina with your wings, you can't do very much. So I'm glad that they'll be doing some rebalancing, and also that means whenever you do raid battles, you both will use your otherworld fragments, not just the host. This also means they're doing away with host rewards, and hopefully that also means that they will increase the rewards overall for everyone. And along with that, if the host disconnects, you will not be disconnected from the battle. The AI will just take over for the host that disconnected. So that's really good, because it's really annoying when this happens, especially when people are farming for specific things and they just ditch you. It's also very difficult. So, you know, that's all, you know, the kind of improvements that they're going to be doing overall. And they're just trying to help with the matchmaking system. And somehow there might be a goal system associated with this, but this might just be a communication barrier about, you know, just trying to finish, you know, the game. Well, the quest. Number 2, they're going to be changing that whenever you start the game, you are assured a 5-star character in your first summon, which is really cool. And they'll be from the pool of the original, was it 9? From the 9 adventures from the initial release. So you'll be guaranteed one of the original 9 characters, which is really nice. And, you know, because we're already playing, we're going to get a 5-star summon voucher. You know, just their way of compensating, like, oh, we're giving them this, but we're not forgetting about you veteran players. And I think that's a really good thing for them to do, to not forget about the little people. Also, they talked about new content. They're going to be doing a new type of event, which is basically called Void Battles. It's not an event, but like something stationary. It will be, difficulty will be between Imperial Onslaught Master and, you know, Dragon Trials Master to the Advanced Dragon Trials. So somewhere in between there, this new event will be there. And, well, not event, but type of quest, and although it does fall into under the events category. And, you know, there are bosses that are going to be appearing periodically, such as Hypnos, but they're just basically dragons that got control over black mana. And, you know, you'll be having the ability to create new weapons, such as those that are just shown right there. And, you know, we don't have too many details about the weapons and their skills, but they will be, you know, very interesting to get your hands on. And lastly, they talked about Wurmprint. They want to make the Wurmprints even more important than they are right now. Because, I mean, we kind of, Wurmprints are kind of this odd relationship. But they want to try to investigate how to give the ability to have multiple Wurmprints. So, like having 2 Wurmprints on a character and seeing how that would work. That's something that they want to do. And that is basically all of the things that they talked about in this What's Ahead for Dragalia. I'm glad that they're continuing to do this. I will leave the link, you know, timestamp for my summary section in case you didn't want to watch all that video. I'm going to try to do that on most of my videos coming up. Just remember, you know, to do timestamps to help you out, just going through the content. We don't all have time to like watch videos sometimes. So I get, you know, being able to fast forward into content. But, you know, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the things that they've announced? Are you really excited for one thing? Do you have some criticism for, like, some other thing? I always love to hear what y'all think. And always, you know, feel free to share, you know, comment suggestions in the comments below, because I'm always reading and I try to respond as much as I can during the day. Thank you all so very much, you know, for being here and supporting and just being flat out amazing. Yeah, I'm just very happy about y'all. So thank you all so very much for watching, and until next time, yeah.